Welcome everybody to the last session of our September mental health series. I can't believe the month is already coming to a close here, but my name is Michielina. For those of us that haven't met, I'm a health coach and a partner with a nutrition and wellness company called the Juice Plus Company. And, I've been so honored to be partnered with Kate Kunkel, who is actually, she lives in Ecuador. So she's coming to us all the way from Ecuador. And she is an amazing person. She has so many talents, but I see her nodding back there. She's an expert on brain health. She was trained under Dr. Daniel Amen. And if you're not familiar with him, I mean, if you look him up, you'll see he's world-renowned in brain health. And so throughout this month, we've been talking about different aspects of brain health. So we started out with the gut-brain connection. We talked about automatic negative thinking. We touched on exercise and meditation in previous sessions. And tonight we're in our kitchens, wrapping up the series with a couple of healthy recipes. So Kate, can I turn it over to you to just say hello and make any introduction you'd like to make, and we'll get right into your recipe, the spring rolls.
Absolutely. So this is, I'm Kate, obviously, and we are here in Ecuador in the kitchen of my retreat center, Casas Pacificos. And we're so blessed to have John and Juliet with us here, and my beautiful assistant, Angie, and my hubby, Lynn, on our 29th wedding anniversary. And I'm all about food for your brain. And so today we're going to do vegan spring rolls, and I've got a beautiful peanut sauce. The reason we're doing this, I'm going to turn the camera around, and Angie's going to be filming me in a minute, but I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see the beautiful colors that we have here. Come on, I'm trying to turn it around. There we go. So here's the beautiful colors that we have. We have cucumber and butter lettuce. We have red cabbage, cilantro. There's our peanut sauce. We have carrots, spring onions, and of course our rice paper that I had to bring in all the way from Quito because we don't have it out here. And we have rice noodles with a little bit of sesame oil. So that's what we're going to be using. We've already softened up some of our rice noodles. And so now we're going to wrap them up and make them look pretty. And there's a couple ways to do this. We can either use them as raw like this, which is the healthiest way. You get the most nutrients. But we can also, we happen to have an air fryer, Lynn's new toy. He loves his new toy.
Cheers to new toys.
So we're going to be putting a couple of them in the air fryer. These first ones that I'm going to make, we're going to put in the air fryer because it's a wonderful way to have a little bit different flavor, but still have all the great stuff that we're going to include in these. So Angie's going to film them as I do this up close. So we're going to start. I've got new rice paper. Normally I use round, but we don't have round right now in Ecuador, or not, at least not where I am. We've got a little butter lettuce, some cucumber. We're going to take some of these beautiful rice noodles with the sesame oil. I like lots of rice noodles.
Okay, do you put sesame oil after you steam?
Yeah, after we steam it. Yeah, it's done after we've steamed. Actually, and then a little bit of cilantro. I love cilantro. Not everybody does, so you can obviously leave that out. Some people think it tastes like soap. John doesn't like it, so we'll make sure there's a few here without cilantro. And some spring onions. And I put garlic in the peanut sauce, so we've got all kinds of great prebiotics here with the onion and the garlic. We're going to wrap it up.
So Kate, I have a question because
Sure.
I've never used this rice paper before. So what's involved in, I mean, does it come pliable like that, or did you have to do it?
Actually, that one's going to be
No, it's no good.
So Angie, you can record this. So what we do with the rice paper is we put, it comes in a sheet like this, well, or round, depending on where you're getting it.
Okay.
And then you put it in water and you let it soften up just until it's pliable so it doesn't crack when you're folding it, when you're wrapping it.
Okay.
This is almost done now. Almost. It takes,
It's a feel thing.
it's a feel thing, definitely. Yes. Thank you, Juliet. Yes, it's definitely a feel thing. You can kind of see it too. Lynn's going to try the peanut sauce. Lynn is sneaking peanut sauce as we speak because he loves the peanut sauce.
I will sneak.
There we go. So you can see how it's kind of pliable.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to put it on here now. And here we go again with our butter lettuce. And it doesn't really matter the order. I just like to do it this way so we've got a little bit of a base for everything else.
And I see there's a lot of room for creativity here, right? I mean, you can just sort of
So
stuff.
whatever
Yeah.
strikes your fancy. And I like to have lots of colors.
Your color palette's amazing.
Yeah, we've got just about all the colors we can get, right?
It's like eating a rainbow.
Yes, it is like eating a rainbow. Juliet's totally into the rainbow eating too.
I love that, Juliet.
Hi, I love that too. I wish you were here to taste it. We'll taste it for you.
I'm going to definitely be trying this because this looks like a lot of fun.
And it's so easy, you know, like it looks so fancy and everything, but it's really quite easy.
It's so beautiful. Are you
Lynn
gonna
wants to wrap
it?
this one.
Oh,
Lynn-
wait,
Lynn's
I have a picture of you two. Stay together because
It's our anniversary.
It's the anniversary
Nice and
wrap.
tight. That's it.
Let's go, Lynn. You can do it.
You got this.
I can do it.
See, John?
You can get a job at Subway.
Way better.
That's probably better than retirement.
It's a wrap. Look at that.
Look at that. That looks great.
So you see how easy it is. Now, do you want to put those two in the air
We'll
fryer?
put those in the air fryer.
Yeah, these two
Oh,
can go in the
wow.
air
Give them a
fryer.
try.
Yeah. So I think you have to spray them or something.
Yep.
There. So we're gonna let,
I just gotta spray them so they don't stick.
yeah.
So we do this. A little bit of oil. But
So that'll crisp it on the outside. Is that the idea there?
exactly, what it does with the rice paper, it crisps it up. So it's got some crack to it.
Gotcha. A little crunch.
Yeah, a little crunch, which I like.
Yes.
That's me.
If you don't have an air fryer, what else can you use to cook this?
You could do it in the oven.
Or
Oh,
you can
okay.
fry it.
You could deep fry it, but the reason we use
That's a
this
piece
is
of
because
purpose.
deep frying uses so much oil,
Yeah,
and this gives it a little spray of some oil, so it's a lot more healthy.
yeah, of course.
And
Thank you.
And I prefer the warm with the peanut sauce, but that's just me. Everybody has their own preference.
Got it.
I'll eat it all day with the peanut sauce, so I'm good.
I love that. I know. It's so good. And I wonder if, so for anyone who wants to add like a protein, right? And for those of us who are, if there are any of us that are vegan or what have you, could use tofu maybe, right? Have you done that before or no?
Absolutely use it. What you want to do though is crisp it up first.
Okay.
So what I do is I slice it in long slices. We have a very different tofu here. Fortunately, it's non-GMO. They don't allow GMO anything here.
Okay.
So I can take the tofu and I make strips out of it. Then I can either put it in the frying pan. You put a little cornstarch on it so that it crisps it up. The little bit of avocado oil is what I like to use for higher heats. So then I crisp it up, put some spices on it, although we have one here that has herbs in it, so it's delicious. And then just long strips. And I use that either in the spring rolls or in our sushi. We make sushi here too. So either one, you can add that protein. Tonight, we're gonna also have some organic brown rice that a friend of mine who has a farm here where she grows the organic brown rice. So we're gonna have it right from the source. And we're gonna add that to it. And I've got some stuff in there that will have some protein in it. So it kind of depends on how much you've had during the day. And most vegetarians don't realize, or most people who aren't vegan and don't understand, there are lots of proteins in just regular food, right? You don't have to think, oh, like garbanzo beans, you could easily chop up some garbanzo beans and put it in here, right? Cooked like something that's spiced. Today we had spiced garbanzo beans with a dill sauce, Now you could put it with a tamari or teriyaki sauce or a curry and put it in these. Yeah, so the options are endless. It's your imagination.
Right.
Garbanzo beans are a great source as well when you don't have, because the problem with tofu is it's highly processed.
Mhm.
So I try to steer away from the processed as much as I can.
Excellent. Great.
Whoops, oh, I let this one go pretty long, but we're gonna do one more here. But I wanted to talk about the peanut sauce. So a lot of people are afraid of making things like peanut sauce because it seems so complicated. This is very simple. It has sesame oil, a little bit of rice vinegar, and you're gonna get the recipe. The peanut butter, now the peanut butter here is very different from North America. It's just ground peanuts, nothing else. And we can get it at the mercado. It comes in big bags. So the peanuts are, it's absolutely pure here. No, nothing's added. Yeah, it's really good.
Is there lime juice with that?
There's no lime juice in this. You can put lime juice in your, these, you can put that in here easily. Yes, absolutely. So that's all it really is. It's very simple. Oh, and a little bit of water to make it as movable as you want. So that's the peanut sauce that Lynn is addicted to.
Yeah, I'm addicted to it. Absolutely.
So we're gonna do another one of these.
I think I could exist on red wine and peanut sauce.
Sounds good, Lynn.
So there we go. So any other questions? Does anybody have any questions while we're doing this?
You ever thought about,
Please feel free to unmute yourselves if you have any questions or feedback or anything that comes to mind that you'd like to share. Oh, welcome, Maxine. I just
I'm
saw
sorry.
you were hiding on my screen. It's good to see you. Hi, Annette. Welcome. Hi, Donna. Okay. This looks great.
So there we go. We've got these. Lynn's working still on that. We'll do one more of
How long
these.
does the air fryer take, Lynn? Like when you crisp it, you put 3 in and you space them out, they're not touching.
Right. Depends on how crispy you want them, anywhere from 4 to 8 minutes, depending on how crispy you want the rice paper.
And yet you can also, as you were saying, eat them raw, right? So you can have raw, you can have them.
Oh, we're gonna eat them like
Oh, yeah, we're gonna eat them that way as well.
No,
we're
we're
gonna-
gonna eat them like
we're
this.
gonna eat
So
them both.
either way, you can have a hot or cold,
That's right.
but with amazing
That's right.
natural ingredients.
That's right. The only real difference with the hot ones, there's a slight little bit of olive oil we put on it,
Yeah,
so it crisps.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's the same thing.
and then peanut sauce.
Peanut sauce for both,
Right,
whether hot, cold, gotta have peanut
and a
sauce.
little red wine.
And red wine works.
Especially for anniversaries.
Question for Lynn. I have a question for Lynn. Was he always a plant-based eater or did you convert him?
Absolutely not. And I will admit, I'm not a 100% plant-based eater yet.
Okay.
There's still some times, there's still a few things that when we go out for dinner, most of the time here, I eat vegan, which has helped, but I'm not 100%, and I'll admit that. Shoot me if you want, but that's the way it is.
Well, what impact do you feel moving towards a plant-based diet? What impact do you feel it's made on your health and in your life?
Oh, I think overall, I'm much healthier in terms of weight, in terms of a lot of things. I mean, let's face it, there's not a lot of good stuff going on when you talk about meat in terms of your body, in terms of what we're doing to the environment, in terms of the animals, but I'm just not 100% there yet. I mean, and Kate's very good. Kate does not give me a hard time about it. She understands.
There's room for growth.
But it's still about change. It's still about growing. It's still about a lot of different things. And it doesn't matter how old you are. You just work away at it.
I love that. Bravo. You're absolutely right. It's a journey, right? What's important.
It is. And you know what? Kate never gives me a hard time or anybody a hard time about what they eat. It's a personal choice. And, you know, you have to be on board personally to do this. You can't have somebody say, this is what you should do.
Right.
Although these people are here this week,
Because
and I'm
we
telling
believe
you,
it.
because I'm making them eat my way for this week. But they're paying me good money to be here to eat Whole Foods plant-based diet.
But we're happily paying you.
Happily paying
Happily
me, and
paying
they're amazing guests. And Juliet's gonna try as well.
Okay, so I spoke so pliable, right?
Yep.
Just.
Everybody has to make these decisions for themselves.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, it's like anything, you can't convince people, you can't force people, you shouldn't cajole people to make their choices. They have to do it for themselves. So you give people the information and they make their choices based on the information.
Absolutely. So,
I
Kate,
have a question.
yeah,
Um,
yes, go ahead.
what did you find, what is it that you find you still want, that's not vegan?
I know you're gonna hate me for this.
Then
Chicken wings.
It's the crisp.
Salt and pepper or barbecue?
Salt and
Yeah.
pepper, salt and pepper, crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. I know it's wrong, but I'm still going there.
Your spices up.
Use the peanut sauce with those too, right?
Yeah, I can do that too.
No, if I got this.
I bet we could create something salty and crispy that's all plant-based.
Yes, that's why he likes the crispy with a lot of the stuff that we do. Last night, or the night before last, he made these potatoes. He boils the potatoes and then he smushes them. They're called smushed potatoes.
Smashed potatoes.
Smashed potatoes. Smush, smash, whatever. And then he
Yeah.
puts like olive oil and some spices, salt and pepper, and whatever he
I
feels
use
like.
it, actually, I use a chipotle spice.
And a chipotle spice, which we love. So he does that and puts them in the air fryer. So you've got that crispy, crunchy taste, but you don't have all of the animal stuff. And here he's got them finished with the crispy. So see, they don't look that different.
Wow. And they didn't shrink much.
No, they
No,
don't shrink
they don't.
much.
They don't shrink.
Wonderful.
I would love
You wanna
to
cut
shrink.
one?
Thank you. All right, friends. So Kate, if it's okay with you, while you're enjoying your spring rolls, I'm going to move to the chocolate. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. Any questions? And I will be providing the recipe to Michelina so it can go out with the replay.
Yes, I'll be sending it out, and this way we'll have, because we're at 10 minutes before the hour, and so in case there are questions or anything else, people want to offer, we'll have time to do that. This is going to be easy. So
Thanks for joining us.
thank you and happy anniversary.
Thank you so much. Enjoy, everybody.
I'll put us on mute.
Awesome. Perfect. This way we got a good sound quality on the recording. All right, give me one sec here just to make sure we have. Yes, she's on mute. All right, can you all see me okay? The lighting is good. Can I get a thumbs up? Yes? And you can hear me. Okay, excellent. So what I'm going to show you is how to make a really simple, healthy chocolate pudding. We're going to start, and so I have my blender right here in front of me. I know it's hard to see everything. I tried to get everything set up so that hopefully this will be easy for you to follow. So I have a half a cup of almond milk. It's going right into the blender. And this is going to be all plant-based. It's absolutely delicious. I wish you could all be here to taste it. The second ingredient that's going in is one of my favorite things in the whole world. It's called Complete. It's a chocolate mix. It's all plants. It's gluten-free. It has prebiotics in it. It's a low glycemic. It has good fiber in it. It's vegan, whatever. And you can get this mix from either me or Kate or whoever invited you to this call tonight. Okay, this is by our wellness company. And so what I'm going to do here, I forgot the scooper. Give me one sec. It's in my other bag. I opened a new bag for tonight. I'm going to put 2 scoops of the Complete into the blender. Just 1, 2. And the other ingredient, can anyone guess actually what the plant-based ingredient is that's going to make this creamy? Feel free to unmute yourselves. I'm cutting it up right now with a knife. Can anyone guess?
Avocado.
Good girl. How'd you guess? Here's the thing,
Inside scoop.
yeah, that's so amazing about this is that, and if you haven't, for anyone who's not familiar with avocado, it has sort of a neutral taste. So it does not at all really, you wouldn't know there was avocado in it. It's very, very neutral, but it gives it this wonderful creaminess. So I'm just literally with my spoon here, scooping the avocado out and popping it into the blender with the
Use a half of avocado or a full one?
avocado. Yeah,
A
so
full?
for 2 people, you know, this,
You said full?
yeah, it'll make enough for 2 people. It's 1 whole avocado. And then the other thing I like to put in is just a splash of pure vanilla. Let's put that right in there. And that's really it. I'm going to whiz it up here for just a couple seconds. So pardon the noise, just a minute here. while we- And then I'll show you, you know, I do stop the blender once and kind of push the pudding down the sides and just spin it up in there again, just to kind of work out the lumps from the avocado. And what's so nice about this is that, you know, it's healthy fats, right? It's creamy, it's just so good. And then the chocolate mix itself has like 14 or 15 different plants in it. For example, oh, I need my glasses to read them to you. Hang on, my reading glasses. Okay, so it's got, you know, cocoa in it. It's got chickpea powder, pea protein, rice protein, all kinds of sprouts, broccoli sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, radish sprouts, amaranth, quinoa, right? So many wonderful things like millet, pumpkin powder, pomegranate, foods that I would never eat if I was, you know, not having it in my pudding. So I'm just giving a little spin here. And that's really it, friends. It's done and it is so, so, so delicious. So I'm going to scoop it literally right out here and into my little bowl. I'm going to show you in just a sec. Hopefully you can see this okay. And my husband's going to come back down because he's going to want to lap this up. We usually fight over the chocolate pudding. Okay, and then the other thing, so here's kind of what it looks like. Let me see if I can turn the camera so you can see. Can you see that? I mean, it is just like the consistency of pudding. And then the other thing I like to add, I mean, you can do whatever topping you want. I like these slivered almonds. So I just add a little extra on top there just for that little crunch because I love texture. And the other thing I like to sprinkle is a little bit of cinnamon on top. And this is it. How easy was that? Let me lower again so you could see. There it is. Healthy chocolate pudding. It is so, so, so good. All right, friends, so we're at 7:53 Eastern time. We have 7 minutes to go. Kate, were you able to see that demo? Okay. You're enjoying your spring rolls, I know.
No, I'm not yet. I'm making, my
Oh,
mouth is watering. I can't wait to try that.
Yeah, it's really good. And it's just, you know, because of all the plants in there, you know, it's most things that you buy or try to make with gelatin and things, you know, have some ingredients that really aren't all that healthy for you or high in sugar. This is guilt-free, low glycemic. So for anyone concerned, even with blood sugar, et cetera, you don't have to worry about having spikes.
No spikes. Very smart.
Perfect.
Yeah. So questions or comments from anybody on the line, please feel free to unmute yourselves and let us know what's coming up for you. What did you like the best about what you heard or saw tonight?
Well, I'm excited to make spring rolls.
Yeah,
It's way easier than I expected.
I know.
Incredibly easy. Yeah.
And way more delicious than you can imagine.
Yeah, they've had theirs already.
I love any recipe that doesn't involve like messy, you know, like oil splattering or whatever. Just spring rolls is a really easy one. And this
Yeah,
one,
and you can make it anytime, you know, like it's like for lunch, for dinner.
absolutely. Is anyone else on the call? I'm just curious. Is anyone else on the call sort of actively looking to make changes in their diet in terms of introducing plants or has had an experience maybe that they want to share in terms of changes they've had from doing that. Because that's really what our community is trying to encourage more and more families to think about, is healthy ways to incorporate more plants into our diets. Because we know obviously they're very good for, it's very good for our brain, you know, as we've been focusing on mental health all this month of September, but also for so many other reasons, right? Heart health and controlling blood sugar level, et cetera. Would anyone else like to share?
Well, I love to cook, and I'll just mention it's really handy to have a tower garden, because then a lot of your ingredients are right there, either in your kitchen or a few steps away.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I just started new seedlings in my tower garden. So what Edie is referring to is a vertical system that we have that allows you to grow your own food year round at home. It recycles the water. It's got a 20-gallon tank at the base, or you can get a smaller unit, but basically it's a self-sufficient system that allows you to grow your own food year round. It's awesome. So right now I'm growing romaine and some herbs that are just starting to come in again for the winter. Does anyone else have a garden?
I'm just gonna keep eating.
Juliet
question.
had a question for
Is it
you.
Michelina?
Yes,
Hi, Michelina, Juliet. Nice to meet you.
me too.
Michelina, so I don't eat a lot of soy-based food because as a cancer survivor, I avoid phytoestrogens, and soy is known to have estrogen. So other than soy and some of the tofu, what other wonderful things would you substitute, such as something that has the firmness of a tofu but isn't a tofu, or something?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, and I haven't personally, because I do eat the soy, so I haven't experimented too much with alternatives, but I know, for example, I've heard a lot of people do things with beans, for example, where they'll make them into burger. And Edie might be a better person to answer this question, because you do a lot with vegetables. You know, for example, right, garbanzo beans and other beans are used
Okay.
together, but Edie,
So substitute legumes.
Mhm.
Hi.
Yeah, and you can just mash them up. You can actually make a hummus if you want to, and include a little bit of that. And we also have a lot of information if you'd like to talk with Kate or Mick later about the safety of soy from some cancer researchers.
Okay.
And I've investigated that a lot myself and asked a lot of questions about it. And I think we could help you feel that it's actually beneficial. But
As
not
opposed-
like as was said earlier, not anything to cajole you or persuade you, but just to
No,
provide
I'm
information.
yeah.
Open.
Yeah,
I'm open to that. Thank you.
There's a wonderful nutritional well, what's her correct title, Edie?
She's an oncology dietitian.
Right, that's it. She works specifically with cancer patients on nutrition. Dr. Kim Dalzell is the person I'm thinking of. And she's fantastic. She's done a great lecture on this, specifically on the relationship between the soy, and the breast cancer. And so I will get it to Kate, and then
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. Because it's one of those things where there are different perspectives, and it's good to just, look into them all and then go with what resonates for you.
Thank you so much, because I have avoided reading at the time, and this was in 2012 when I went through all of this, and it's everything, like life evolves. So if you have something that is more evolutionary than what I read, obviously I'm open. But I also am interested, because of brain health in our life, and one of the reasons we're here is my wonderful husband John has the beginnings of a form of dementia. And so protecting our brain health and maintaining what we have here and now is so important. So anything in health.
And dementia helps you be crazy about the food.
And he's crazy about the food right now, he says, so it's helping him. So that's a wonderful change.
Yeah, it is. So Juliet, the one other thing, and Kate can talk with you a little bit about this, and I'm happy to answer other further questions, but There's another product that we highly recommend, really a line. It's concentrated produce.
A line?
Yeah,
Oh, I've got it. About
Oh, okay. I listen. Oh, yeah.
yeah, that comes
Perfect. Thank you.
in a capsule form. So it's just got lots of antioxidants. It's highly anti-inflammatory, obviously, because it's plants. So, and I would highly recommend, you know, if you're someone who's, it sounds like you're detail oriented and you're looking into research and things like that, and we have all that to show you.
Love to.
That's another.
But right now, I know that you and Kate are doing these wonderful things. And what did you call your dessert? I missed the title.
Oh, it's a healthy chocolate pudding.
Lovely.
As you can tell, I'm not a creative. I just go with the practical name. That's what it is.
Practical is creative. My mom always said KISS, and she still to this day, keep it simple, sweetie.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Practical is good.
Yes.
So, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for asking the question.
You're welcome.
Who else, friends? Anything else coming up for anybody? Please feel free to unmute. Although I do want to respect your time. I know we're at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So if you have to drop, no worries. Feel free to ask a question. Diana? Yeah. Unmute yourself.
Mine's not a question. It's just a comment. Probably about 3 years ago, we went vegan, 3, maybe 4, and I'm probably 95% vegan. And I can tell you, 4 years ago, I would get up every day and felt like I got hit by a bus. Like my body hurt, my joints hurt, and I just thought it was all basically part of growing up. And you know what? When I eat clean, good plant-based food, I do not feel a pain in my body anywhere. Like no inflammation. I can walk forever. I work with kindergarten. Do you know what I feel? I feel like totally pain-free.
Right. Well, it makes a lot of sense. So thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful and very inspirational. I've had a similar experience, you know, in my life. I sort of made some significant changes after I was diagnosed with a bone problem, something called osteopenia. So for me, 11 years ago, I was diagnosed with that. And it's the precursor to osteoporosis. So if anyone is familiar with that term, it's where your bone density begins to decrease. And it means you could have, you know, if you fall, you're more at risk for fractures and different things. And so what I learned in my experience was that I needed to cut back on the animal protein because animal protein is very acid forming in the body. And so what happens when you have that kind of an environment is that your body is stealing, minerals from your bones, like calcium and phosphorus, to neutralize the effect of the animal proteins. And that's the theory that my doctor had as to why I had the osteopenia. I was a heavy milk drinker growing up, you know, cow's milk. We used to get it delivered. We all thought it was the right thing to do. So it turns out for me that it actually worked against me. We really, and that and other things I cut back on. Pasta, for example. I was a big pasta lover. Most of that has to do with my Italian upbringing. So I had to make some changes, but it was well worth it. And I feel much healthier now than I did when I was in my 30s, honestly. So Diana, thank you for sharing that. What else, friends? Everybody's good?
Nick, quick question. Now that I'm back from Texas, I want to start up my tower garden. Where do you get your seeds?
So I order my seeds from truegarden.com. And actually, for those of you that are not familiar with, bye Kate, thanks for coming. For those of you that are not familiar with Tower Garden, I'm going to take you for a little walk. We're going to go into my office. Why don't I do that? This way we can show anyone who doesn't know what a Tower Garden is, we'll show you what it looks like. So I do order from truegarden.com.
Michelina, I'm going to say goodnight, okay?
Maxine, good to see you.
Thank you. It was very interesting. Look forward to it again.
Great to have you.
Thank you. Bye.
I'm going to stand back. Let's see, because I have it lit obviously now. So you can see that's what a Tower Garden looks like. Okay. And what Mario was asking me about is these little seedlings. So I order them from, as I said, truegarden.com, and they come in little, let's see if the lighting in here cooperates, just like this. These are called cocoa cores. And all you do is you pop this into the port, and that's it. That's all you do. You fill the tank with, show you the base here. So that's a 20-gallon base. You just fill it with the water and the nutrients, and you're basically growing your own food year round. Everything's automatic. The lights go on and off when they're supposed to. The water is on a timer. It's really simple. Yeah. All right, friends, 8:05. I want to thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you being here tonight. I hope you had fun. I wish you could taste the stuff that we made. I kind of wish I was in Ecuador with Kate and her friends, but one day we're going to make that happen. We might just have a retreat there. It's on my bucket list.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Guys.
Thank you. We'll
Thanks,
airdrop
Nick.
this out.
Good night.
Good night.
Night, everybody.